Fast am I, good evening and welcome to the Max Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and all around the world. There's no theme to tonight's show, just great music all the way through. Last week we heard of the sad passing of Robbie Robertson, the great guitarist and songwriter from The Band. So tonight I'll play a couple of my favourite songs by The Band, one at the end of the show and one here at the start.
When I get off of this mountain, you know where I wanna go. Straight down the Mississippi River to the Gulf of Mexico, to Lake Charles, Louisiana, little Bessie girl I once knew. And she told me just to come on by if there's anything that she could do. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak, and she defends me. A drunkard stream if I ever did see one. Good luck had just stung me. To the racetrack I did go. She bet on one horse to win, and I bet on another to show. The odds were in my favor. I had 'em 5-1. And that nag to win came around the track. Sure enough, we had won. Up on Cripple Creek, and she sends me if I spring a leak. And she mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. I took up all of my winnings, and I gave my little Bessie half. And she tore it up and threw it in my face, just for a laugh. Now there's one thing in the whole wide world I sure would like to see. That's when that little love of mine dips a donut in my teeth. Up on Cripple Creek, and she sends me if I spring a leak. And she mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. Me and my mate were back at the shack. We had Spike Jones on the box. She said, I can't take the way he sang, but I love to hear him talk. Now that just gave my heart a throb to the bottom of my feet. And I swore as I took another pull, my Bessie can't be beat. Up on Cripple Creek, and she sends me if I spring a leak. And she mends me, I don't have to speak. And she defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. No, no, Lord, 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 no, Lord, Lord, Lord. There's a flood out in California, and up north it's freezing cold. And this living off the road is getting pretty old. So I guess I'll call up my big mama, tell her I'll be rolling in. But you know deep down I'm kinda tempted to go and see my Bessie again. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. No, no, Lord, 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 no, no, Lord, Lord,
Well, that's just brilliant, isn't it, still after all these years? That's the band, of course, with Up on Cripple Creek from their self-titled second album. Such a great album, that. And one more track at the end of the show from the band in recognition of the passing of the great Robbie Robertson. Now, when I was choosing tracks for my Guitar Players special the other week, I wanted to put this one in but didn't have time. This is Running From Home from Bert Jansch.
Running from home, breaking ties that you'd ground, catching dreams from the clouds. The city sounds burn your soul, turn your head to the cries of loneliness in the night. You'd be a beauty and age, a pleasure please in my mind. Heart will shatter and fall. Running from home, breaking ties that you'd grown, catching dreams from the clouds. Running from home, breaking ties that you'd ground, catching dreams from the clouds. The city's sounds burn your soul, turn your head to the cries of loneliness in the night.
Some very fine tunes there from Matt Malloy and Sean Keane. That was Gormans, The Dawn and Tommy Guns from their album Contentment is Wealth from 1985. Talking about wealth, let's have a track by Megson. This is called Generation Rent from their album Good Times Will Come Again from 2016, and I think this song will ring true to many of you.
I've been working every hour of the week to the boss man's beat just to keep my feet. Put a bit of money in a jar to buy me a car, but I don't get far. Don't waste your life away every day, so my parents say. And when they ask if I'll ever move out, I just plead and shout that I've still got naps singing. Oh, oh, all we want's a place of our own, but I never can see how anybody like me is ever gonna make it out alone. So we gotta sing. Of our own. I met my missus in the pouring rain. Ever since that day I've never quite been the same. We got married with a kiss and a cough, dressed up like a toff and still paying it off. We spent our honeymoon watching Boone in her parents' room. Now we take each day at a time, 6 cars, 1 drive. Don't know how we survive singing. Oh, 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 all we want's a place of our own, but I never can see how anybody like me is ever gonna make it out alone. So we've gotta sing. Oh, 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 all we want's a place of our own, but the lad I got rent, generation rent's gonna find we're never gonna own a place of our own. Got 3 kids of our own. We'll try not to mourn if they don't leave home. We'll just build another 3 meters back, let the bedroom stack till the steel beams crack. And on that glorious day, my darling daughter comes to say, I want to introduce Gran to my fella. I said go down and tell her she's living in the cellar singing. Oh, 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 all we want's a place of our own, can't see how anybody like me is ever gonna make it out alone. So we've gotta sing. Oh, oh, all we want's a place of our own, but the lad that got bent, generation rent's gonna find they're never gonna own a place of our own. A place of our own.
A great song by Megson there. Megson are from Saltburn, the lovely town that I was born in, funnily enough, but now they work out of Cambridge, I believe. Next up, Nick Hart. I think of him in many ways like the modern-day Nick Jones. He really has that great guitar style and a lovely voice too. He's had 3 albums out. Nick Hart sings 8 English folk songs, Nick Hart sings 9 English folk songs, and yes, you've guessed it, Nick Hart sings 10 English folk songs. This is from that last one, from 2021. It's The Bold Peddler and Robin Hood.
It's all for a peddler and a peddler bold, and some bold peddler he seemed to be. He's put his pack all at his back, and away went whistling right over the lea. He hadn't been walking but half an hour when two bold robbers he chanced for to see, and one of them was called Robin Hood, and the other is called Little John so free. Oh, what's in your pack? Cries Little John. Come tell it to me and speedily. Well, I've several suits of the gay green silk, and silken bowstrings I have 2 or 3. If you've several suits of the gay green silk, and silken bowstrings you've 2 or 3, then it's by my body, cries Little John, 1/2 of them now you must give to me. He's laid his pack all on the ground, and he cries, oh no, and that never may be. But if you can beat me in a fair fight, then all my goods I will give to thee. It's then Little John drew his long broadsword. The pedlar by his pack did stand, and they fought until they both did sweat, and he's crying, bold pedlar, pray stay your hand. It's then Robin Hood drew his own broadsword, and the pedlar by his pack did stand. They fought until the blood did flow, and he's crying, bold pedlar, pray stay your hand. It's now then, bold pedlar, what is your name? Your name, bold pedlar, pray tell to me. For it's I am called bold Robin Hood, and the other is called Little John so free. My name is Bill Scarlet from a foreign land, and it's many long miles beyond the sea, and for killing a man on my father's land, from my own dear country I was forced to flee. If your name is Bill Scarlet from a foreign land, and it's many long miles beyond the sea, then you and I are 2 sisters' sons. What closer cousins then could we be? They've sheathed their swords with friendly words, so merrily they did then agree, and it's off to some alehouse that stood nearby, and they called for bottles by 2 or 3.
Walling Malombalia Kunye, Malombalia, Walling Malombalia, Walling Malombalia.
Great Afro-Celt sound system. I remember seeing them at Shrewsbury Folk Festival a few years ago. They closed the festival on this Monday afternoon, and a great time was had by all, I can assure you. I'm cycling down to Shrewsbury on Thursday. I normally cycle down, and my mate Tony takes his van with some of my stuff in, and we meet there. The festival starts on Friday. I'm sure it'll be a great one again this year. Loads of great stuff. In fact, next week's show, because I'm away, well, I'll be travelling back from Shrewsbury on the Tuesday next week. I've put together a playlist of people who are at the festival this year, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Music happening this week on the Isle of Man includes the session at O'Donnell's tomorrow night. There'll be the Mitre session on Friday night, and I think Sunday afternoon will be the Heron Beginners session, or Learners session might be the better way to put it. That usually starts later in the afternoon. Check social media for the details. Now, I'm not sure where I first heard this track, but it's lovely. It's called The River St. John's by Jake Xerxes Fussell, or Fussell maybe, and it's from an album called Out of Sight from 2019.
Fresh fish this morning, ladies. They are gilded
That was the amazing multi-instrumentalist Tim Eadie playing guitar, melodeon, piano and vocals, and that was all live. I'm not quite sure how he does it. It says the collection is a live stream 100% off the floor, recorded on 9th of the 4th, 22 at my favourite Teapot Studios nestled in the path of Condy Hills, Perthshire, Scotland, manned by the legendary engineer and producer Robin Wynne Evans. There's some very clever looping going on there, is all I can say. I must look and see if I can find it on YouTube. And the tunes there were called Full of Joy. It's from the album Live from Teapot Studios in Scotland, and I'm going to play you another track from that later in the show. Now, the next track is called End of the World, and it's by Berlin Jag, and they were brought together by the great multi-instrumentalist Becky Hurst to perform traditional Manx music that she grew up with, as well as her own compositions. Having performed in various Manx bands and dance teams over the years, Becky moved to England to study on the folk degree at Newcastle University. At the centre of Berlin Jag sound is a combination of Becky's whistle and concertina playing and the clarinet and flute of Freya Ray. Also in the group is Alistair Paul on guitar and bouzouki, Callum Younger and Baran, and the tunes are Duran E. Jagged Keir and Jerry Natsir. Now, I said last week I'd play another track from the new Eliza Carthy Trio album. It's only available on Bandcamp. This is The Spanish Ladies Love and Planxty Charles Coote.
Did you hear a Spanish lady how she wooed an Englishman? Garments gay, as rich as maybe, dressed with jewels she had on. Of a comely countenance and grace was she, and in
and parentage of high degree. As his prisoner there he kept her, in his hands her life did lie. Cupid's bonds did tie her faster by the linking of the eye. In his courteous company was all the joy to favour him. In anything she was not coy. But at last there came commandments for to set the women free, with their jewels still adorned, and none to do them injury. Then said this lady mild, for woe is me, I'll let me retain my kind captivity. Courteous lady, leave your fancy. Here comes all that brings such strife. I in England how already a sweet woman to my wife. I'll not falsify my vows for gold or gain, or for all you precious women here in Spain. Then commend me to thy lady, bear to her this ring of gold and this bracelet as a token, fearing that I was so bold. All my jewels in like store take thou with thee. They are fitting for thy wife, but not for me.
As I've said before, that new album by the Eliza Carthy Trio, Conversations We've Had Before, is really, really great, and you can get yourself a copy on Bandcamp. Now, I've played a few tracks from Kathryn Priddy's The Eternal Rocks Beneath before. This one I'm going to play now is called Eurydice. It's a little less folky than some of them. It's almost proggy, in fact, but it's probably my favourite track on the album. Kathryn Priddy with Eurydice. Let's have another track from that Tim Eadie CD, live from the Teapot Studios in Scotland. This is the Marco Polo reel. Let's see if we can spot where he's looping his instruments on this one. Just phenomenal playing from Tim Eadie there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks for listening. Don't forget you can listen again on the Manx Radio website, and you can also download the podcast there as well. It's also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and things like that. I'm going to leave you with that second song from the band, and of course it's going to be The Wait. It's from their first album, music from Big Pink. It's written by the late Robbie Robertson and sung by the late Levon Helm and the late Rick Danko. I'll see you next week.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half-past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand, no was all he said. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Anna Lee? He said, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Anna Lee company? Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me.
Crazy Chester followed me and he caught me in the fall. He said, I will fix your rat if you take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can?
Yeah, take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me. Get your cannonball now to take me down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get